it's the Senate Democrats joining House Democrats in a brewing fight with the Bernie campaign. As we reported to you yesterday, Democrats hitting the panic button that a Bernie Sanders ticket would be an electoral disaster. The Hill magazine reporting, quote, Senate Democrats have serious concerns about the electability of their Democrat socialist colleagues and the problems down ballot for vulnerable Senate candidates. Sanders' ideas don't even have a support from a majority of the Democrat senators. The Associated Press reports apprehensive Democrats are sharing their worries that Sanders will repel voters in the moderate districts that flipped House control in 2018 and in closely divided states where Republican senators are vulnerable. Look who's here. The former governor of Wisconsin, Scott Walker. Governor, great to see you. First, Governor, thank you so much for joining us on the show. We love having you on. First, your reaction to Democrats now fighting with Attorney General Barr. AG Barr says he is independent of the White House, but that the president's tweets make it impossible for him to do his job. He's going to testify before House Judiciary on March 3rd. Senator Warren wants him to resign or be impeached. Democrat Eric Swalwell said the same. Nancy Pelosi's going after him, too. Your reaction?
Oh, it's just all partisan politics. I mean, the bottom line is Bill Barr has done his job exceptionally well. He's going to continue to do well. Part of the reason why he gave the interview I think he gave today was to send a message to the president, hey, I got it covered. I'm going to do what's right here. I don't need any direction. He hasn't talked to the president about the Stone case. He's not going to talk to him about the Stone case. And he doesn't need any of the comments on Twitter. The president should focus on pushing back on all these wild attacks and wild ideas out there that come from Bernie Sanders and all the others on the left, and leave the Attorney General's job up to Bill Barr, who I think is going to do a fine job.
The Attorney General will be testifying March 31st. Let's get back to your point about Bernie Sanders. He can't pull off a Democrat Senate in the down ballot. That's what Democrats are worried now. That's what they're hearing. The Senate never gave them 60 votes for anything, nothing. James Carville is challenging Sanders on his government takeover policies. Carville says the Democrats are, quote, losing their damn minds, saying if we go the way of the British Labour Party, if we nominate our Jeremy Corbyn, it's going to be the end of days. He's scared to death. Do you see James Carville's point? They're yelling, they're bullying, everybody's fighting and screaming past each other. When James Carville is just saying, look at the policies. Democrats in Congress say, look at the policies.
No, I think exactly right. And actually, it's a point that was made in Wisconsin years ago when I had 100,000 protesters in a recall election. In the end, not only did we rally Republican voters, independent voters overwhelmingly came our way because our policies worked and they were tired of all the yelling and screaming and protest. I think Carville's right, whether he intended to be or not. He actually filed up again last night after Bernie Sanders attacked him as a hack and said he's a hack, but at least he's not a communist. And that's exactly what Bernie Sanders is. There's a reason why most Democrats in the Senate don't want a government takeover that takes health care away from as many as 180 million people having private health care plans. That's a government takeover that people don't want. That happens in communist countries, and it can't happen, but it will if Bernie Sanders is elected.
Governor Walker, Your Honor, thank you so much for joining us. Great to see you, my friend. Come back soon.